My eye's after falling out. A little bit of work in the workshop. I don't really need them at all. No, I think I'll have to borrow somebody else's glasses to have a look and see how I'm going to fix these. Not till after breakfast. I haven't the energy to fix these now.
We take the traffic, which is passengers in and out on every flight, we transfer them onto a daily traffic sheet. We do this every day.
Anne Hardman is a supervisor in customer services.
Inbound on Stansted today, we had over 180, and same on Luton. Absolutely great passenger figures. All through the summer, brilliant loads. Island West Airport Knock, can we help you?
Originally from Lancashire, fate played its part in Anne's move to Mayo 10 years ago.
An Irishman, wanting to come home, said when the children grew up and got older, we'd come home and build a house, and that's what we did. Where is it? Just walk down the centre of the building. I wouldn't go back, no. England's my home, if you know what I mean, and always will be my home, and I always say I'm going home. But like Ireland's my home as well, you know, I'm just used to it, I like it. That's good.
In arrivals, there's a case of double vision.
So we came from London, came in for a little holiday, but now we've got to go back because it's his birthday and then my birthday coming up next.
I was born on the night of the 24th, just before midnight, so I came into 24th of July, and my brother was born 10 to 15 minutes later, so he was born on the 25th of July.
It's a mirror reflection, so it kind of just reflects on that.
Hiya, Anna. Can you see the main gate if any of these buses have come through for Lourdes? No?
This is one of the busiest days of the year for the customer services team.
Yes, yeah, just getting set up now, waiting for the buses to arrive.
A fleet of buses will soon arrive carrying passengers for the largest annual pilgrimage to Lourdes.
Like a rat up a drain pipe, aren't we? I'm going to go and have a look. Oh, we have lift off. Are you ready?
Yes, yes. What's the name?
Hanley Bernadette. Hanley Bernadette, sequence 38, Caroline.
I suppose the anticipation about it is worse than anything. But you don't sleep right the night before because you are anxious that it will go right, especially because it is so busy.
Mary Ellen.
Is it Christy?
Yes.
That's it. Just mind it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we have a blue ribbon and a red ribbon to separate the baggage. They want on various flights. So we just want to make sure that the passenger with his own bag goes on that flight.
8 planes are bound for the sacred spring, famous for its miraculous healing powers.
On days like this, everyone just comes in and puts their shoulders to the wheel and get on with it.
Yeah, but her passport, she has to go in the same as this one. We're trying to match her up with this book here. I think it's so lovely that elderly people can go out to Lourdes. Jesus, I need a step here. For some of them, they'll never travel on an aircraft again, maybe never go out of the country again. It's a privilege to see them go and come back feeling great because they've got a great faith, a lot of them.
I suppose faith and fun go together very frequently.
Have you checked in? You got your boarding passes?
Yeah, you did. Well, I go for my daughter that died. She was only 41. And I go for her because she wanted to go and she didn't get going. And I go for myself as well, to help myself in every way, keep me sane.
Lovely, that's great. You have your boarding pass, so that's fine. Yeah, it's kept busy now. I'm just making sure that everyone has their boarding cards and, you know, all chairs are charged.
And when you get the bats, but they're gorgeous, you're in the bath. No clothes on you. In your skin.
Would passenger McDermott travelling to Lourdes please come to the top of boarding gate 2?
Just one of the passengers arriving for the Culture Come Home festival is David Parkins.
I used to live in Kilchimar 30 odd years ago. I'm an adopted culture, I would say. I was not born here, I lived here and grew up here. And we come back for the Culture Come Home festival, which is this weekend in Kilchimar.
Also home for the festival is Jane McNichols, who's taking her French boyfriend Pierre to visit Kilchimar.
I am very proud, Culture, as I think most people from Kilchimar are. It's a festival that I think was happening in Kilchimar in the 1980s, and it's been revived.
I'm Jane's boyfriend. I'm not a Culture, obviously.
One of the focal points for the celebrations is the Big Red Barn.
We're just setting up for this weekend. This is the first time I've had the Big Red Barn to Kilchimar. We'd always wanted to have something local. We have barns in the UK, so the great thing is we go out on the boat with the trucks, we fly back into Knock from Liverpool, back out of Knock to take it down. So Knock makes it very possible for me to have a business in the UK.
For Jane and Pierre, the festivities begin with a 40-kilometre challenge.
We're about to start Race to Glory, so it's a 10k run, a 23k cycle, a river run, and then a 7k run back to Kilchimar. But it's a perfect day for us.
Fellow Culture Come Home David Parkins is a race marshal.
I've really just been roped into helping out when they said they were a bit short of volunteers. My running days are over. I did this once when I was at school many years ago. I was looking for places to hide. I definitely wouldn't be doing that. So even the kids are joining in and they're throwing them some water over them to keep them cool. It's the Culture Come Home festival, and it's a rehash of ones that happened in the 60s, 70s and 80s. It's a great crack, really.
I'm come here since the airport opened.
Well, Jonathan has grown up with it.
Like Sunday afternoons, we'll have dinner, come down and see a couple of the old Ryanair in the old delivery, BA 111s. That was Sunday afternoons for us. It's a Sukhoi Superjet 100. It's very new. It's been flying a couple of years, but it's new to Ireland. It's replacing the old BAE 146s or Avro 85s. Russian built, yeah. Sukhoi, they're known for making fighters, but they also do civilian aircraft now as well. I came down from East Galway to see this now. It's really cool, and it's our local airport.
Would you mind doing it?
Well, all right.
I'd like to, yeah.
Okay.
Lovely. Oh, great. Thanks very much. We're good to go, Jimmy.
Unfortunately, the weather coming in wasn't great.
Oh,
We got wet coming out.
Audrey Elliott is a member of the airport marketing team.
It's also a back scratcher. I really enjoy the social media side of the job. These are celebrity pictures here, so I just scroll down through a few. There's Liam Gallagher from Oasis. He's relatives here in Mayo. Joanna Lumley. There's Lily Allen. Tom Jones there came in on his private jet. Ollie Gunnar Solskjaer. So he's my favourite. He's just gorgeous. My camera's always just there, yeah, ready to go. And these ones are mighty fine. They are like 1, 2, 3. Depending on how famous you are, the more engagement it gets, and that's what it's all about at the end of the day.
There's some birds. See if there's any birds on the runway. It's all clear. Ryanair 245, you are number 2. When ready, descend 5,000 feet. There's 2 aircraft coming in at the same time, so you have to keep a certain distance between them. I can see them on the screen, just there and there. Ryanair 75 kilo, descend 3,000 feet. Cleared ILS approach runway 26. So the first guy reports his indicated airspeed, and then you have to have the second guy the same speed or slower. Ryanair 245, report your indicated airspeed.
20, Ryanair 245.
Roger, could you reduce to 200 knots indicated, please?
For Ryanair 245.
We have to keep them separated to give them enough space between each other on final approach. So the second guy had to slow up a bit there. The second guy that's coming in here now is at about 12 miles, so that's sufficient time for this guy to get off the runway. That's why we need 15 miles between them on final approach.
The Western People is a local paper that holds a wealth of information about the surrounding areas.
This is the archive room of the Western People, so we have all the old editions here. So every story that was ever covered in the Western People is in this room here. Unfortunately, we don't get enough time to go through all this, but the history is unbelievable. We would have covered all the announcements at Knock Airport right from the beginning when Monsignor announced that he was going building an airport in a bog in Barnacuga, and all those stories are in this room. So this is the paper of September 18th, 1985, and we had a 2-page advertorial spread on the fundraising drive for Ireland West Airport with a letter from the Monsignor asking people for their support. He was not shy in coming forward. So you have a letter from the Monsignor here, and you have a picture of him on the runway, I suppose, showing the people what he had to finish. I will be most grateful if you will please help us to complete the Connacht Regional Airport, and then he leaves a little space for them to put their name, their address, and if they'd like to send either a cheque or a postal order to him. So no coins will do, cheque or postal order only. They said it couldn't be done, and they called it the foggy, boggy white elephant on the hill in Barnacuga. But I think Monsignor Horan must be looking down on everyone who said that now, laughing. You can find all the old pictures from the opening, and found it. The magnificent airport at the top of Barnacuga, near Knock, was opened by the leader of the opposition, Charles J. High. That's gas. The leader of the opposition opened the airport because Fine Gael didn't support it at the time. Western People, May 28, 1986. Operation Liftoff takes place on Friday, and the Monsignor said, like Croagh Patrick, it will endure. And he was right, 30 years on, and it's going strong. On August the 6th, 1986, West mourns a giant among men. The crowds flocked back to the hilltop at Barnacuga yesterday, but this time there was no flag waving, no cheers as the jet aircraft touched down. And you have a picture here of the Monsignor's remains being taken off the Aer Lingus jet at Knock Airport after he passed away on pilgrimage to Lourdes.
Local man Noel Jennings works in the security and fire department. In memory of the airport's founder, he helped raise the funds to construct a 9-foot-tall sculpture of Monsignor Horan on the approach to the airport.
I felt just time Monsignor was recognised for the great facility here. I thought it was a fitting tribute for him as we all move on and get that bit older and the generations come behind us. They mightn't be sure who Monsignor Horan was. And that's the iconic stance Monsignor had. It has two sort of like meanings if you want to look at it as look at what I've achieved, or this is what I've left you, you know, look after it and nurture it and bring it on to the next level. Initially there was a couple of queries in relation to his hat. We did think about it, and the artist told us that it kind of makes it seasonal if you have the hat on. 23, 24 degrees middle of the summer and I'm standing there with his hat, that it just wouldn't look right. The jury's still out, you know, this far down the road. Part of me saying it looks well without it, other part of me saying, well, you know, it's just hard to know. It's just one of those things that you're just never going to be sure of.
history of the airport is very important to us here, and we never will forget where we've come from. But now it's time to move on. We're 30 years old, and it's now time for us to go to the next level and show everyone what we can do, get more passengers, more routes, and really develop this airport for the region and for the west of Ireland.
Please proceed immediately to boarding gate number 2. This is the last and final boarding call for the last remaining passengers travelling to Edinburgh.
More routes are being added every year, and today Audrey from marketing is joining journalists on a promotional flight to Edinburgh, one of the airport's newest destinations.
We like to do them from time to time, especially when there's a new destination. Edinburgh is one of our 3 new destinations this year. We brought over various journalists from the Mayo News, the Western People, Galway Advertiser and the Sligo Champion. We hope that when they get home that they'll write some great articles about their experience in Edinburgh over the weekend. So that starts from the hotel that they stayed in and the various restaurants.
Welcome to the Scotch Malt Whisky Society. This one here tastes a little bit like brunch in a meadow with some gravlax, gingerbread pancakes with some parma ham, and to taste, a spicy salami pizza.
I'm constantly encouraging them to take video and tweet pictures and Snapchat and also tag us on Facebook. Cheers, guys.
This is my first time to Edinburgh, and I'm here with journalists from Galway and Sligo and from our competitors in Mayo as well. Thankfully, we get on very well.
We haven't managed to fight yet, but you never know, the night is young. What we'll be emphasising in our reports really is just how accessible Edinburgh is, so it just shows you how close the airport brings the rest of the world to the west of Ireland.
Small little problem. My favourite light in the place, the orange light on the centre of the roof of the tower, it don't work. It's not functioning as such. No. So we've got to go and have a look and see why that is. It's not a mission critical piece of equipment. It's more throwback to the old days, but it does serve a function. Curiouser and curiouser. I will be uneasy until that is fixed, yeah. And I don't know, reward myself in some way tonight with another extra pint or something, I don't know. Okay. Andrea, can you deselect the beacon for a moment, please? Okay. And reselect it. Haven't had the breakfast yet, which is maybe why the thinking process is just a little bit slow. And I've narrowed it down to the contactor itself. This is the contactor, and this is where my suspicion lies at the moment. I'll send Brendan, the electrical contractor, a picture of this, ask him would he have one.
We're just meeting my parents off the plane, and this is their dog, really. And while they've been away, we entered her into the Tor Macadie show for the best mongrel, and she won 3rd prize. That's why she's got the rosette on. So it's just for a joke, really, when they come through that they'll see her with the rosette on. She wouldn't do any tricks, and actually she came 3rd out of 3 dogs. So it was a bit silly, really.
The faulty connector has been replaced, and Jim Corrie's favourite light on the control tower is once again shining brightly.
I never seem to get bored of just admiring the technology and the beauty of it. It's just always fantastic. The eco-warriors mightn't agree, but you know, we can't keep everyone happy.
The airport has reached its 30th year, and Jim has been here from day one.
No 2 days are the same, and the mistake you would make is assuming that you're going to come in and just do the same thing all over again. Something quirky will happen, something will throw you. Things are never simply black and white. There's always a great old buzz around the place, you know. I mean, the team is good, and it is a great place to work.
But you're all very welcome. Welcome to Knock.
Love.
Obviously, we look clean.
We call her Granny Annie. I do call her Granny Annie.
To think that there's an airport in the middle of a bog, that's amazing. Just gives us a lesson. Don't laugh at some of these ideas.
This is my speciality, the little bottle of Knock Holy Water.
There's something special about going into the west of Ireland and going to Knock.
In Knock, miracles do happen.
You can't stop the music.
We're heading to the great celebrations, 30 years.
Thank you.
No problem at all. The male supporters, I mean, anywhere we go, it's crazy.
Obviously, the Vice President of the United States is huge.
Congratulations, but you are our 10th million passenger.
You've got my little chickens.
Connacht won 2010. Connacht are the Pro 12 champion.
Everything is just tickety-boo.
Yeah, that's the way we like it.